They told you it was solid, right? They told you it was safe. They gave you the blueprint, the map, the guaranteed parts. But what if the ground beneath your feet is no longer solid? What if the map is a lie? What if the very certainty you built your life upon is eroding? Welcome to the age of volatility. Welcome to the Great Erosion. My name is Ifeanyi, and this is When Everything Changed. Here, we believe that change isn't just an event, it's an architecture. And understanding that architecture is the only way to build a future that doesn't just survive the chaos, but thrives in it. Today, we're tearing down the most dangerous illusion of all, the myth of the solid ground. We were raised on the promise of the solid ground. In Nigeria, in the 80s and the 90s, the blueprint was simple, almost sacred. Get the degree, preferably from a foreign university, if you could afford it. Get the professional certification, the ICANN, the ACCA, the bar. Then get into the oil and gas sector, or a tier 1 bank, or a blue chip multinational. And once you were in, you were set for life. You had arrived. You had built your fortress on unshakable bedrock. We believed in the permanence of institutions. We believed that if we followed the rules of the system would protect us, that our fate would be repaid with stability. That hard work would guarantee a predictable ascent to the corporate ladder. We believed in the linear progression of success, echoed in stone. But look around you today. Look at the lives of your peers. The ground isn't solid. It's unbelievably liquid. It's shifting beneath our feet with unpredictable force. Guys, we are living through the Great Erosion. First, the institutions we trusted are shifting like the sand dunes in the Sahara. Then, the currencies we saved in are melting faster than ice in the Lagos sun. And now, the career paths we were promised have been outgrown by the jungle of the gig economy, AI, and a global economy that cares nothing for your long year service award. And yet, many of us are still trying to build skyscrapers using the same old blueprint. For the next couple of minutes, I want to talk about what happens when certainty is no longer a commodity you can buy. I want to talk about why your safe path is actually your greatest risk. And most importantly, how to build a life that doesn't just survive volatility, but actually uses it as fuel. Let's start here. Think about the word professional. In the corporate hallway, specialist means strength, deep expertise in, wait for it, one area. You are today an accountant, a lawyer, an engineer. Your role was clearly defined, and that expertise protects your career. But in the age of structural erosion, specialization alone is risky. Markets are changing, tools are changing, entire job functions are being automated or merged. If your deep domain is tied to a single process or system that's becoming obsolete, that expertise stops being an asset. The issue isn't knowing your field well, it's relying only on that one field when the field itself is shifting. Is every day in corporate Nigeria, I see brilliant minds, veterans of decades in their field who are paralyzed, not by incompetence, but by their own competence. They are stuck because the safe path they spent years climbing has suddenly ended in a cliff. They have the titles, they have the corner offices, they have the accolades, but they have no adaptive equity. They have traded their agility, their beginner's mind for a sense of permanence that has turned to be a mirage. This is why so many of our leaders are exhausted, not tired from working, they are tired from clinging. They are trying to hold on to a version of the Nigerian economy, a version of the global market, a version of their industry that no longer exists. And the friction, the sheer intellectual and emotional effort of maintaining that illusion is breaking them. Consider the pension myth. For generations, the promise was clear. Work hard, retire, and your pension will secure your golden years. But when everything changed, inflation soared, currencies devalued, and the very institution managing those pension funds themselves found themselves on shaky ground. The individual who built their entire life plan around the blueprint now faces a profound crisis. The expertise in their field, their dedication to the company did not protect them from the erosion of the fundamental promise or the title trap, chasing titles, believing they confer power and security. But what happens when the industry itself becomes irrelevant? What happens when your head of traditional banking operations title means nothing in a world dominated by fintech and digital wallets. This isn't a personal feeling, it's a systemic shift. And clinging to the old prints, the old tradition definition of success is a recipe for irrelevance. Here's the thing. We talk a lot about Japa, the physical migration of people, our brightest minds to foreign lands. But there is a more insidious, more dangerous migration happening within our own borders, the Jackpot of the soul. It's the moment when a professional stop believing in the possibility of the home system. They stop investing their emotional and intellectual capital in building something lasting physically. Instead, they start living in a state of permanent mental transit. Their mind is in a remote work bubble or a crypto hedge or a side hustle that has nothing to do with their primary job. They have given up on the idea of building something lasting because the volatility feels like a personal attack, a constant betrayal. They are there, but they are not there. Their soul has migrated, leaving behind a shell of compliance, a body going through the motions, waiting for an escape route that may never materialize. This is the profound cost of a system that has devalued certainty. But here is the WC perspective, the inner counter-narrative. Volatility isn't an attack, it's an information signal. What does that mean? It's the universe, the market, the culture screaming at you that the old blueprint is being deleted. It's a call to reevaluate, to re-architect, to reimagine. When the exchange rate moves, when a policy changes overnight, when a market segment disappears, that is the world telling you that the old rules are being rewritten. The people who thrive aren't the ones who complain. They are the ones who are already writing the next version. They are the ones who understand that the chaos is not the problem. The inability to adapt to the chaos is the problem. Look at the informal sector in Nigeria. Look at the traders in Alaba international markets. They didn't have blueprints. They are anti-fragile without knowing the meaning of the word. They don't fear erosion. They build on the sand, knowing that the sand will move and ready to move with it. They are constantly iterating, constantly adapting, constantly finding new ways to create value in a landscape that will paralyze those clinging to the rigid plans. Consider the small business owners who has navigated multiple currency devaluations, fuel subsidy removals, and import restrictions. Their blueprint changes almost every weekly. They don't have the luxury of a 3-year plan. Their plan is to survive today and innovate for tomorrow. They are not just resilient, they are stronger from disorder. Their very existence is a testament to the power of building without a fixed blueprint. So, if certainty is dead, what is the new currency? It's optionality. It's the ability to pivot, to reskill, to redeploy your capabilities across multiple domains. It's the freedom to choose your next move rather than being forced into it by a crumbling structure. If in a parallel world you want a solid career, in the actual world you want a fluid one, you need to stop seeing yourself as a job title and start seeing yourself as a bundle of capabilities. Your value isn't in the label. It's in the transferable skills, the problem-solving muscles, the network you've cultivated. When I moved from being a writer to an operations and then commercial leader, and now a speaker, I wasn't just changing jobs. I was redeploying my core capability. I never lost my writing, I just changed the delivery system. My expertise wasn't erased, it was re-architected. This is the architect of the fluid self. It's about building a career that has redundancy built into it. I had a conversation with someone recently that termed this plan your career around the worst days. Think of it. If your industry dies tomorrow, do you have a secondary skill that can feed you? If your local currency collapses, do you have a global network that values your output? If your company is acquired, do you have a personal brand that transcends the corporate logo? The professional of the future isn't the banker. They are financial architects who understand digital governance, speaks the language of the streets, and runs a successful e-commerce side hustle. They are multi-hyphenated, not because it's trendy, but because they have built their own internal infrastructure that is independent of the external chaos. They are not waiting for the government to fix the road. They are building their own bridges. This requires a profound shift in mindset. It means embracing continuous learning, not as a chore, but as a lifeline. It means cultivating a network that extends beyond your immediate industry. It means being willing to be a beginner again and again. As new field emerges and as old ones fade, It means understanding that your greatest asset is not what you know, but how quickly you can adapt to what you don't know. I know this sounds exhausting. Trust me. I know you want to be told that things will settle down, that the volatility would end, that the blueprints will be reissued, clear and unchangeable, but they won't. And that, paradoxically, is the best news you will hear today. Because when the blueprint is eroded, the hierarchy is also eroded. When the safe part is gone, the gatekeepers of that part also loses their power. The person who can adapt the most gracefully, the person who can build on liquid grounds, will always outrun the person who simply has the old credentials. Don't mourn the solid ground. The solid ground was a cage. It told you where to go and how fast to walk. It promised security but delivered stagnation. The liquid ground is an ocean. Yes, you can drown in it. The risks are real, but you can also sail on it. You can go anywhere. You can discover new continents of opportunities that were invincible from the shore of certainty. So stop looking for the blueprint. Stop waiting for someone else to draw the map. Start building your ship. Start charting your own course. The erosion isn't taking away your future. It's just clearing the site for something you haven't even dared to imagine yet. So see it as an invitation to become the architect of your own destiny, free from constraint of outdated designs. Welcome to the Uncharted. Welcome to the age of volatility. It's exactly where you are meant to be. It's where true builders, true innovators, and the truly alive finally get to play.